Hey guys, Danielle here from helpingbuildbridgesacross.com, and coming to you today with today's topic is how do you have peace in a storm? How do you have peace in a storm? Allow me to say, my name is Danielle, and I come from community helpingbuildbridgesacross.com. To learn more about me, of course, visit the site. And I would always say start with the About page, maybe even go to the Living in My Truth to let you know why this has been intensified. What I do daily, somewhere, somehow, I'm somewhere doing something. And I just want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time out. It means everything to me to travel this unfamiliar path with me. So today's topic, how do you have peace in a storm? How do you have peace in a storm? First, let me say this to you, that I do not provide answers. I share perspective. I share my experience. I share what I have walked through. And I think of this as an open door community. I would always say to anyone and everyone to think of it as a buffet table. Take what can be an asset to your journey and leave the rest behind. And I am mature enough to know that I've traveled enough miles to know that everything may not resonate with everyone. Everything I say may not gravitate to you now. But I always say like this, put it in a file, mental file it away. And if it's ever needed, you can come back to those thoughts and to these moments. At least that's what makes sense to me. How do you have peace in a storm? How do you have peace in a storm? So I'm thinking about my own journey. I've had my own share of storms, my own share of valleys, and I just know storms come. Not if they come, but when they come. So how do you have peace in one? My life was tragically altered in 2016, September of 2016. That's found under Living in My Truth, what happened to my life. It just changed my whole focus. It changed how I looked at things. It changed what I do. It was not my first storm or my first valley of life, but it was the one that altered my life. It was the one that changed my home. It was the one that changed my goals and pursuit and how I saw my life to be in the next 5, 10, 20 years kind of thing. And so with that, I want to give it to someone who could use this. You never know. You know, sometimes I think about all the people that I've come across, even strangers, and they can say something and do something, and it can really just change your life. It can say something that can confirm what you may have heard or came across or what you're thinking about. And so I never take anything lightly. Sometimes I just listen. Listening is a valuable thing, is a priceless treasure because you just don't know. And so how do you have peace in a storm? For me, I do a daily devotion. Daily devotion for me looks like I'm a Christian in terms of my foundation and my belief. But I like to look at it for me as a relationship. I don't like to look at it as a religion because sometimes religion becomes religious. And there's things that are happening that weigh me down more, that become more of a burden to me. And I just think that for me, God is love. God is light. God is a part of my life. He brings a peace to my life. And so for that reason, I take on the perspective that this is my foundation of what I come in terms of my belief. This is the foundation of what I'm willing to die on. But I want that relationship. And so one of the things that I think about even in my scriptures that I study is that God has a skillful wisdom to ask for it, to ask Him for wisdom. Like, I need to know what to do. Now, this is not a genie. This is not something you can just rub on or say something. You can say certain scriptures a number of times. I'm talking about for me. Again, remember I told you, not answers or perspective, and that things just come along. That does not work in my case, okay? But what I would say to you is that when you have a daily devotion, it becomes like an exercise. So let me explain an exercise. One of the things that I've been doing, and I actually did prior to my life changing, and have done for a very long time, is I exercise in the Word of God. So for me, I may start out my day with a sermon that I've heard on TV, and I'm watching on TV one of my favorite ministers or my church home. I may watch one of those videos. I may read my word. I may read a book. I may just sit quietly and just put before God some of the things that are weighing me down. And that is, to me, is a relationship. Now, the power for me of that is that it becomes an exercise. And so throughout the day, it could be anywhere, anything. It could be a cartoon. I can remember from years ago, a cartoon would come on, and it could be something they said or did, and like, oh my gosh, that's kind of what I was trying to figure out. It was, there. So not making light of it, it's just trying to make you understand that when you have a loving God, that I believe I have, it is a relationship. It does not mean you don't have troubles, or you don't have challenges, or you don't have things that you don't understand. When what happened to me in 2016, September 2016, my husband being murdered, I don't understand that. That was a big why, especially when he was a father and a person who loved being a dad, and just he was a coach dad. You know what I mean? So he had a heart for that and wanted to do good at that. So to have that taken from your life, as a person that has a loving God, that there's a lot of questions with that, a lot of healing through that, personal work through that. But that's not the purpose of today. Today is, how do you have peace in a storm? I'm not giving you an answer, but I am saying this to you. I want to say this one thing in our time together. What are you willing to die on? Whatever you're willing to die on will determine what you're willing to live on. So for me, I would think of it as like doing diligence. Find what really gives you peace. What is it that maybe you've already been exposed to, but you've ran away from? I don't know your beliefs. I don't know your morals. I don't know what's important to you. But I do know that peace is a powerful thing no matter what storm is facing you. What's facing me, no matter what you go through. When you have peace within, when you live inside out, living inside out, it changes your conversation. It changes your focus. It changes the things that you do or don't do. It really puts you in a position of determining what's important. And for me, what's important is living full and lots of laughter and loving on folks. Even from the Christian belief, it says, Jesus said the greatest commandment of all the things that you could keep is that to love someone as you would love yourself, to love someone else as you would love yourself. That's huge, because who doesn't love their self? So for me, I don't come along with answers. I'm not trying to, I hate to say it, but it's just not my gift or what would be the word to say? I don't have the right words because I don't know your story. I don't know your anger. I don't know your pain. I don't know any of those things, but I do know that for me, walking through such a tragic place, I can only give you that God's grace was with me. His mercy was with me. And I did experience something I had read about, that He'll give you a peace beyond your own understanding. I read that many times. I never understood it, but it made sense to me. I live my life with gratitude, and this is why I share it. I share gratitude because gratitude allowed me to rob the thief named regret. In my home, when my husband was with us for almost 19 years, it would have been 20 the year that he died, but he was with us for 19 years. And in that time, we did a lot of laughing. We did a lot of loving. We did a lot of silliness. We enjoyed being parents. Was every day perfect? No. Did we get everything right? No. Were there days where we were always happy? No. Were there days that he got on my nerves and I got on his? Yes. But what I'm trying to say, that in those places we had an ability, God gave us a grace to be disciplined mentally, where you just will go in your own corners or just give each other space instead of attacking each other or creating a lot of havoc in the home or a lot of tension in the home where the kids feel the pressure. All those things. It just was His grace that allowed to say, you know what, I'm going to tell you how deep it is, and I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm looking at the time a lot because I know I'm running a lot of time here. But how do you have peace in a storm? When I was younger, my nickname was Moody, Moody, Moody. I had a lot of moves, I was told. And I can remember being a teenager, too, a lot of drama. Sometimes I just wasn't very friendly. I mean, mean, right? And as I got older and came into the faith in terms of learning and things like that, God did a work in me, and that's not with me. I'm so grateful for that. But I'm happy to have had that experience, because I can tell you that when you are just angry or just vengeful or just want to hurt people, you can do it. You can do a great job at doing that. But I'm going to tell you something. Finding this other side of peace and just exercising, loving on folks and saying good things, that even when, I got to close my eyes on this, even when people say and do things that are vengeful or say things that trigger you. We all have triggers. I have triggers. If you say certain things or do certain things, it just hits a nerve that you have to really just bite. I don't want to say bite your tongue, but you really come at a place of what is your real reflex. Your reflex will come out, whatever that is. How do you have peace in a storm? You exercise peace within. You live inside out. You find out what's true for you. You find out what are you willing to die on. Because when you find that place, you're able to live in that place. You're able to talk in that place. You have conversations in that place. You treat others in that place because you understand that no one promised you tomorrow will look the same as today. I don't have answers, guys. I do not, but I will tell you that the peace is within. It's an exercise that becomes a reflex. Making gratitude contagious is my work. I'm planting seeds of gratitude every single day with things that encourage me. I'm not giving something that, I'm not coming along like I have answers. This is encouraging me. I can be doing something after my devotion. I'm like, oh my God, this is so huge. And I just get into the zone of typing as a gift, and I allow God to just speak in my life, and I feel good about what I'm sharing because it encouraged me. It gave me some hope. It gave me something that a light. You know what I mean? It gave me something that made me feel full. And when you're full, you want to share. And where it goes is God's business. I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it one more time. F and where it goes. F, because it may go nowhere. It may be like, I don't know what that was, but it's going nowhere. And where, who knows who will hear it? Maybe no one. Maybe no person will ever hear it. Maybe 10 years from now, it'll come across this tape and say, oh my gosh, perfect timing. I don't know. I don't care. What I care about is in exercising within peace. And peace looks different for all of us. Everybody has a different way of exercising that. Everyone has a different faith. Respectfully, I'm not here to sign you up to any religion. I'm here to say to you this, that my hands up first, we all have to know what we are willing to die on, because what we're willing to die on is what we're willing to live on, and it will determine our words, it will determine our actions, and that to me is the power of living full. How do you have peace in a storm? How do you have peace in a storm is to know what you are standing on, what you believe in, what makes sense to you. Because no matter how many people we're connected with, what teams and organizations and what community we're with, what team shirt we wear, making gratitude contagious, helping build bridges across.com, it does not matter. What matters is, yes, we're coming together, encouraging each other, putting that pebble in the water that creates a ripple. But at the end of the day, when the journey ends, when the chapter closes, when that is that last page written, we will stand on what we believed in. And that is what I want to share. How do you have peace in a storm? Find out what you're willing to die on, and that will assist you in what you're willing to live on. But if nothing else, know that this, from a Christian perspective, Jesus said one thing that I always hold on to. That's why I can open the door to anyone and anything, no matter what your lifestyle is, no matter what your beliefs are. He said the greatest commandment of all of them is to love someone else as you love yourself. And that's what I stand on. I live in love. Love always wins. And I pray that you find whatever that balance is for you, because I can't be with you. I don't know your story. I don't know your ending. You don't know mine, besides what I share. So all I can say to all of us is this. How do you have peace in a storm? Find out how to exercise peace. Find out how to live inside out. Find out what matters to you, what is priceless to you. And it'll cut out all that noise. It'll take all that noise away. You'll still be doing things. You'll still be active. You'll still be involved. But all those things will glide away because you will be walking in your truth, living in your truth. All right, guys, enough. How do you have peace in a storm? Thank you for being with me. My name is Danielle. This has been helping build bridges across.com. Learn more, know more, share more. I'm here. If I can do something for you, let me know. It's all about collaboration. But either way, helping build bridges across.com. My name is Danielle. Making gratitude contagious. Hashtag. Making gratitude contagious is always my intent. Thank you. Until next time, this is Danielle. Take care.